What's going on, everyone? Mace here with a 1v1 cast for today. This match is going to be between myself and Hyung. And we are playing on the map Scrap Station. And I was looking through games that I could show you. I mean, really, it's just kind of like limited right now. I think this is the only 1v1 matchup I still had left in my folder, but I wasn't really that sad about it because I know that StarCraft 2 is coming out tomorrow, and I am super excited about that. Yeah, I got my text message from GameStop today, and I was like, yes, that is awesome. And yeah, I can't wait to go into the store tomorrow and pick that up and be one of the first people to start playing the game. It's going to be sweet. Alright, so we see that Hyung did go for the extractor trick there. He just chose to do one drone instead of some people who are like, I'm going to do two and be greedy. But this guy is scouting for proxies apparently. Worried about that fast Protoss rush. So I guess kind of the strategy that I wanted to show you guys here today is that typically against Zerg, one really great strategy to do is to go double gate. Now I found that while I was trying to kind of refining this strategy in 1v1 that really kind of depends on the map when this will be most effective. You can double gate on a map like Scrap Station. That's what I believe I do this game. But it's most effective on maps like Steps of War where the rush distance is pretty short. So keep that in mind if you're going to try to use this kind of strategy. But what I'm going to show you is something that I've used against Zerg with really good success here. So honestly, I think this setup will work almost every single time against Zerg unless they do something like mass roaches, in which case, I don't know, even then it might still work. But yeah, let's just keep going here. So he did go for a 15 hatch and 14 pool. So definitely go an econ build. That's very typical for Zerg on this map because the rush distance is pretty big, so you don't really need to worry about that. And you notice here that I am walling off, and the reason that I do that is because Zerg, especially Zerg that go for a fast expansion, which is pretty much every single Zerg I play, go for a speedling build, at least against me, because what I do is I go double gateway and rush zealots. So what most Zerg players do is they are like, oh crap, all I have is a spawning pool, since they invest heavily into this hatchery at first. All they really can do is get a spawning pool. They don't really go for a roach build right away. Typically what players will do is just go speedlings. So that kind of has that kind of forces the player for them to go speedlings, and I'm going zealots. And pretty much what that does is it delays their build a little bit because they're not really able to spend all their time going as much eco as they want. Now they are Zerg, so they can pretty much do everything at once, but they are using a lot of those larvae and those eggs to make Zerglings to try to defend against my zealots. So this guy right here has this nosy overlord and scouting what I'm doing. God, overlords are so annoying sometimes. Overlord, seeing what I'm going, so he already started spawning in some Zerglings. We've seen in production there are 2 more Zerglings and 2 queens being morphed in right now. So 1 queen there, 1 queen about to pop out of this hatchery here, and a spine crawler being made somewhere on the map. So here I go with my zealots running in, charging against these guys. Now I can definitely take all these Zerglings out. I think this is a pretty fair matchup, but with that queen I would be in trouble. But pretty much what I like to do is just kind of have this pressure on here, and it also allows me to kind of scout what they're doing. I know that I force this guy to go speedlings, and if I don't see speedlings, then I'll start seeing roaches, in which case I'll be able to get stalkers and harass them like that. So that's kind of what I do here, and I got surrounded because, I don't know, that just kind of happened. Too many Zerglings. I figured I wasn't really going to be able to outrun them since zealots are too slow, so I figured I'd take down as many as I can. That's just kind of the idea. I'm kind of trying to go toe for toe. So you see, like, he has 1 drone mining in this expansion, so he's really not getting all that much eco from this fast hatchery build. So I'm kind of denying him this his economic advantage. You see, it's 22 harvesters. I guess I just canceled a probe or something. 21 harvesters to 16 drones, and he's not really getting that economic advantage at all. So you see, I'm blocked off here. I've got my 4 zealots. So I've done a pretty good job right now of just kind of keeping this guy at bay, and he's just going speedlings. Probably should be going for a layer soon, but that's kind of what I like to do on this map. And then here is kind of the kicker for this strategy, is that I usually like to build a stalker right about now and make sure no overlords are going around my base, but I like to kind of build 2 stargates and go void rays. Some people will just kind of build like around their base and then maybe make 1 stargate. I prefer 2 because pretty much what happens is this Zerg player definitely knows that I am going void rays at this point of the game because I'm in my base and I'm not letting him go through. I have my zealots, I have my wall and everything, so he's not really going to be able to do all that much. And I think I did destroy my pylon here. And the reason I did that was because I don't think I'm going to lose this one. I'm not sure. I guess I was afraid that he was going to run by. The reason that I did that is because, honestly, a pylon is 100 minerals, and if they do get a run by, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose at least 2 probes. So 2 probes equals 1 pylon. I'm like, I might as well just take that that loss in the pylon, and it's really not that big of a loss is what I'm trying to say. So I have these zealots here, I have these zealots here, so this guy is definitely not going to get into my base now, and he's trying to destroy these rocks with zerglings. So yeah, here's the kicker. I go double stargate, and I start pumping out void rays. And like I said, most Zerg will expect this, especially they are going to try to return the pressure on me, and they will start pumping out queens. So I'm not sure how many queens this guy has right now, but he only has 2 queens right now. So actually, I could have gone in at this point and taken him out. So you'll see kind of how I execute this void ray strategy here. This guy definitely should have been anticipating void rays a little bit more. He does have that evo chamber, but that's probably just for tech. I don't really think he was expecting void rays. But if I was a Zerg player, I definitely would be, because I don't know, void rays are just very good against Zerg, since all they really have early on are queens and spore crawlers, but people don't really get an evo chamber. Wow, Evo Chamber fast. So this guy he's starting to get queens, so yeah, he is preparing for void rays, but I have prepared for this because most people at this point would have maybe 1 or 2 void rays, but I have 3 and a 4th one coming along the way. So make sure if you're going to do a void ray push, this is how you should do it. I think I do a pretty good job with this. I charge up on the extractor. I don't start going for the queen because then he'll start moving back and training my void rays into other queens. But right now I'm fully charged up. I could totally take 2 queens even if they are healing each other, but at this point it's like I know I'm going to get a lair, even if he is going to be able to spawn out hydras from here or whatever, but I'm definitely going to be able to get at least a lair. And here are 4 queens against 3 void rays right now, so we see he's got tons of anti-air against my units, but I am microing back some void rays and trying to take on these queens. So really, it's crucial if you get that charge on that extractor first before you try to do anything. And if you're having trouble, then maybe, and if he is like fully defended around here and was anticipating your void rays coming on one side, go around and start sniping out the expansion. You can at least get 1 base with this tech. So right now, pretty much what's happening, I am still going strong with my void